Hello there, this is Victor Santana for the Stock Hunters for the week of 9/14. And we're going to look at the weekly charts here to see what we could see from this. And we're going to pretty much this week, all four indices has a negative number. So no positive. So this was a down week pretty much for the indices. And we're going to go ahead and take a look starting with the Dow, which is down 0.36%. Here you go. You can see for this week, we've come down. We're getting down to the 12 week moving average, and we have the 52 week moving average represented by the red line. Now, we're also looking at the CCI 4 for guidance, and as you can see, normally you do not want to be buying above the red line, which is the 100 level. And we look for entries, uh, high probability entries on the green line down here, which is negative 100, providing that the stocks are still trading above the 52 week moving average, which in this case, clearly all of them are. CCI is pointing downward, so there's still some bias to the downside. We may be getting a dip, not necessarily meaning we will, but there might be a chance, just like we had the last dip here in August, back in April, and as you can see, the market's moved up since then. We may be just getting a small pullback, similar to what happened near the end of June here, and then it continued up and then broke down afterwards. So it's hard to tell. So that's why we're using the CCI kind of to give us some guidance as far as where it can be as far as the price action. So it looks like it's going down. If it does pull down to the green, that would be a good opportunity for us, providing that the trend is still up. Let's go ahead and switch over to the Nasdaq here, QQQs, and this one here you could see just previously pierced the 100 and now it's pulling back, and it has also had a negative week of 0.5% here. So we'll just keep an eye on that. Looking at the SPY, you can see that one's also pulling further down as well on the CCI, similar to the Dow, and it had a down week as well. And let's look at the Russell's 2000, and you could see uh, it's still below this channel line that I drew last week, and it's now going further down. So right now it's pretty much neutral as far as trading action for the week. So we'll just be patient and just wait for a setup signal once it gets down to this green zone. Now what I'm gonna do real quickly is I'm gonna scan through the sectors here and see if there's any good sectors to consider to get in. So here we go. We're gonna start off with actually it looks like there's only two sectors that was positive this week. Uh, make sure. I don't know why that one's saying positive, but yes. Let's see, started here. Well, I'm not too sure. I'm a little confused on that. Okay, but we'll go with this anyway. Okay, uh, JJC, which is the copper, and you can see we're still down below that trend line here. We do have a potential formation of a triangle right here, and it has broken down and it's now below here. Now, does that mean it's a buy? Possibly, but keep in mind that we are still below the 52-week average here. So in my case, I would suggest wait until we break above it uh, to then look for entries to go long. Right now, looks like the bears have this in control. Looking at UNG natural gas, and I'm going to go ahead and draw a trend line as well just to keep things simple. You see it's right going on that range here, and from here to here. So it's kind of opening up a funnel effect here below the 65-day moving average. CCI is in between, so we'll just pass on that. Nothing there. Okay, looking at the transportations, that one looks a little more healthier. Did get the breakout. However, we had this week a little pullback, but still above the breakout, which is good. But at this point here, I do see a potential divergence from here to here. As you can see, it's lower while price action is higher. So that's just a little concern. So we'll just skip on that. Okay, we're looking at the retail, and let's see, what do I see here? From here out to here, you could see it tagged along upper channel on that. And let's see what we got as far as the bottom channel. We can either do it this way, or we could go around this way. Pretty much not too much change, so we're going to just leave it like that. And it just recently was above the red channel. Now we'll just wait till it pulls back if it gets the opportunity. XLF financials, as you could see here, we just recently came from above the red line here, and as far as what you see here, you draw a line here, it's trading slightly back under the channel in this area, so maybe a good opportunity would be down in this area. We'll just keep your eye on the CCI and see if we get a setup down here in the green zone. Okay, global 100. You could see here we had a setup back in August, meaning that we would look for an entry above the high of this candle, and certainly we did. Continued up. Now it's pulling back this 1 week, so maybe we can get a smaller pullback to get into the green zone to consider maybe going long. Keep in mind though, it is look like it's having low highs on this, so that's something we just have to be aware of. And it is pretty close to the 65 week, excuse me, 52 week moving average here. So if it breaks below it, then we'll just have to skip it. Moving on, industrials, you can see the 52 moving week average here, and it looks like it is forming a low here. So it might break above. So we'll just keep an eye on this here. So we'll skip that. Silver continues to fall down, and you can see extend trend line. It just can't break above that trend line here. Let's see below what. See if we can see anything that would give us any hints of where it can go. Probably. Well, let me just zoom on out here to get a. We might be able to get its trade in this channel here. So if we can get a breakout, this can be the low, possibly, but we'll keep an eye on it. Moving forward, we are looking at, okay, this is also financial. Seems, oh, excuse me, technology. And this one's trading in a channel here, kind of a flag formation here, sideways, no action. And so we'll just skip on that. Materials. Okay, this one broke below the flag. You can see here, and now it's also under the 12-week moving average. And this one's getting ready almost down here. And let's see if we get an actual reading. CCI, I see it's negative 100.73. So technically, we now have a setup here, meaning if we want to go long, we want to consider going above this week's candle here. So we'll keep an eye on that. That's something here. You never know, trade up higher next week, or it may continue down, and we'll just move our trailing stop down as well. Okay, precious metals here, and this one's also had a big tumble last week here, and it's under the 65, excuse me, 52. I don't know why I'm stuck at 65, but 52 week moving average. So we'll just skip that. All right, now we're looking at the IPO, And looking at the IPOs, you could see it's been doing relatively well lately, but just a down week as well, and it's now pulling back from the red zone here. So we'll just wait until we can get down to the green zone to look for an entry. Just since it's above the 52-week moving average, just go ahead and put a trend line and see what we could anticipate. We could probably see it pull back down to this area here if things hold out. In terms of channel line here, let's see here, we could probably see something like this, maybe a bounce here, or based on this from here to here, you could see we did have a breakout, and it is still above that, so this could be a legitimate breakout. Moving forward, looking at healthcare. Healthcare continues to go up high. Down week as well with everybody. It is pulling back down here on the CCI, so still way too far above, so we'll let that cool off, and hopefully maybe we'll get an entry signal down here at the green zone. Okay, let's look at oil. Oil's been kind of being beaten down as well, and you can see the trend line is still keeping it below, so maybe we could do a channel now. It's pretty much here, you could see. Actually, maybe we can just go down to here, see, so there's your channel. If we get a breakout here, maybe this could be the move up higher. So for now, we'll just keep an eye on it for the week. Going over to the metals and mining stocks. That one's now under setup. Reason why I say that now is, if you see, we are above the 52-week moving average, which is good, and the CCI is now on the green zone. So to me, this is an opportunity to consider looking for an entry. And by looking for an entry, I mean a buy above this week's candle here. Chances of it breaking up higher for this week may not be, but we'll do a trailing stop as it goes down, as long as it can still honor the 52-week moving average. Okay, let me go further down here. Okay, gold broken down below this base here, closed down here under the 52-week moving average. So we'll just have to let that go. And this is precious metal, pretty much the same story as in gold. Okay, EEM, emerging markets. So had a pretty big down week as well. The good thing is we are now in the setup zone, green zone, and above the 52-week moving average. So I like that. So I'm going to go ahead and consider entering if it can break above the high of this candle here, right there. So we'll just have to monitor that. Housing, that one looked like it was making lower lows. It is in the buy zone. The thing is, we are under the 52-week moving average, the red moving average, which is not good. Looks like it's still following this here. But since we are so close to the red moving average here, the 52-week, I'm going to go ahead and anticipate if it could break above the high of this week's last week's candle, this one here, that would then technically make this above the 52-week moving average, and we look for a chance of a breakout of this high, which could then bring it up higher. So we'll keep an eye on that. That's a possibility. Looking at the semiconductors, you could see that one, it looks pretty much intact. It did break it from its recent breakout, still above, so it's still honoring its breakout. And as far as support, let's see what kind of support we could look at. Somewhere around in this area, definitely this is going to be some support. So we've got to watch this. Keep in mind this is now pulling back. So, but if Nasdaq continues to be strong and the market goes up, this can curve back up, similarly to like what has happened here on this date here. So it's possible, but like I said, if we could just wait, be patient, like on this one here in August, you would get rewarded. Okay, look at biotechnologies. On this one here, you could see it's still channeling upward, which is good. See, nice strong channel up, coming down to the green zone, so we'll just wait for that. Energy, it has support down here at the bottom line. We do have a setup on the green here, so we do have a setup. So let's go ahead and put a potential entry above this candle here. So we'll keep an eye on that, see if energy can get buyers coming in here. Since we have the 52-week moving average coming up in this area, don't be surprised if it still trades down to this area here. But as long as it's above this red line, then we would look for entries. Okay, the BRIC, which stands for Brazil, Russia, India, and China, okay, had a down week. It is coming down to the green zone, so we'll keep an eye on it. Good thing it's above the red line. Okay, moving on to utilities. Utilities seems to be trading kind of sideways a little bit from a long time. So let's consider that possible top here. And let's see what kind of support here from here to here. Well, that's maybe a little too drastic, but it's potentially, let's pull back and see what we got. Well, we could go base it on this line here and this line. This is probably a better representation of it. So has a possibility coming all the way down here. So we'll keep an eye on that. And then I believe the last one, yes sir, is the real estate. Real estate had a pretty good fall, 3% on this ETF. We do have a setup, which is good. I like that. We're also above the red line here, 52-week moving average. Let's just draw in our trend line. It broke under the trend line. That's one mark against this. And well, let's consider looking at this here. So we'll just have to keep an eye on this, and but based on the strategy, we will look for an entry if it can break above this candle here, which I doubt, but we'll keep an eye on it. And as long as it continues to go lower, we will move our trailing stops lower as well, and look for entries as well. Well, that's pretty much it. I know it's kind of long, but I wanted to go over the whole sector to give everybody a chance of what everything looks like. All right, till the next video, take care and trade well. Bye.